Demons by Lamberto Bava, a classic undead splatter celebration, beloved by fans of Italian horror, and whilst it may not be a Romero satirical snicker, it is just tremendous shameless indulgence. A classic Simonetti theme accompanies the film, a groovy, purely entertaining, visually riveting feast, not for those who avoid this genre, horror or gory horror, and essentially determined to validate those who seek the form out. What did IMDb user reviews in the 1990s have to say? Bloodfest, says Paddy-10. This one's a real bloodfest. A bunch of people get trapped in a movie theatre while watching a horror movie and later turn into bloodthirsty demons. I would say that Lamberto Bava, the son of Mario, did one of the better 80s horror movies because of its story in the film and the film scenes. It could be considered as kind of an Evil Dead extreme because it contains a lot of cheesy splatter action without much dialogue. 280s, says Parker. These are both from 1998. Bava creates an entertaining film, although he overdoes the 80s thing. He would have been more subtle if he himself would have jumped out in front of the camera and said, "Hey, it's the 80s. I mean, for about 70% of the film, a soundtrack of early 80s rock plays on. The film's more effective when it's off, by the way. The two leads have very big hair and are overdressed in 80s clothes. A gang led by a guy who looks like an Italian gym instructor does coke after stealing a cheesy car, while the only girl in the gang tries to look like Madonna, and the rest look like people out of the Beat It video. There's a scene at a metro, and there's some guy who looks like an unemployed blaxploitation actor." Oh, that's, I believe that they may be referring to the character Tony the Pimp. Otherwise, this is your typical cool Italian zombie film with similarities to The Evil Dead. Not to mention, this is interesting, the actor who portrays Tony the Pimp in Demons, he's also in Demons 2 as a gym instructor. And, the actor, Bobby Rhodes, yeah. He was on, there was a fan page dedicated to Demons 2, one of the two. It was quite a while ago, and he was on there. He'd post. He was just going to tell some stories about the production. It was quite cool. Incubus-4 gives it 8 out of 10, a gory and cool zombie movie. I rented this movie with the thought in mind that it would probably be an extremely bad movie, but what a surprise it was. I really liked the movie. The story is quite scary and entertaining, especially when you see this one in the theatre. It even made me curious to other Italian horror productions like the ones of Dario Argento and Lucio Fulci. Oh yes, those are very much worth being curious about. The characters in the movie are going to a theatre where they show a movie about demons taking over the world. At a certain moment, the demons of the movie get into the theatre and turn the spectators into drooling, flesh-eating zombies. I won't tell you how the demons get there, because that would spoil the fun. I saw the uncut version and it contained some top-notch gore. A gremlin-like creature bursts out of a woman's back, a zombie rips a woman's throat open, so hardcore horror fans, this is a must-see. Actually, I like zombie movies a lot, especially the ones made by George A. Romero, the Living Dead trilogy, and Sam Raimi, the Evil Dead trilogy. This movie has a lot of resemblances with The Evil Dead, but that made the movie only better. It had some plot flaws though. For example, where did the helicopter which crashes through the theatre ceiling come from? Oh, who knows. How did they crash in the first place? Oh, who knows. These questions will never be answered during the movie. The worst thing about this movie was the way too open ending and the dubbing for the American version. The open ending is genius in my opinion. The makeup and special effects were acceptable. It is also far superior in the sequel. I actually love Demons 2, and I do think Demons is better than Demons 2 overall, but I love Demons 2. No, don't disrespect Demons 2, man. This movie belongs to the better zombie movies I've seen, believe it or not. It is probably one of the better zombie movies out there. Demons is bloody cool film.